As a video creator, there are a lot of questions that I get asked about video production. For those of you who might not know who I am, I'm Daniel and I'm the founder of Innova Marketing, where we help you turn your leads into loyal fans using content marketing and other digital marketing strategies. And today I want to go over 11 of the most common questions that I get revolving around video production. So you might be a digital marketer or a marketing executive at your company, and you haven't really used video before. Maybe you're used to more of the traditional medias, and you want to branch into video production. This video will be a great way for you to learn a bit about the process and how you can start implementing video production into your marketing mix. So the first big question that I am always asked is, what does the video production process look like? So in the traditional world of video and film production, the process is broke down into 3 steps, but in my opinion, there's a 4th one that should be added in the modern age, and we're gonna get to that later in the video, so stick around for that. The 3 traditional stages are pre-production, production, and post-production. Pre-production involves all of the planning. So we're gonna be doing all the script writing, all the storyboarding, all the location scouting, all the casting if we decide to go with actors, or selecting on-screen talent. So say you have a customer who wants to share their story about how they worked with your business, or maybe you have a key employee and you want to highlight their story in the company and how they've, grown as a person and how they've helped your organization. In pre-production, you typically meet to discuss, what the video is going to be about. Are we going to film customer testimonials? What B-roll do we need to get? Where do we want to film? What are the topics? So pre-production is arguably the most important. Without proper pre-production, you're going to have a lackluster performance in production, and you're not going to have a video that truly has a strategy behind it. So making sure you take the time to properly plan out the video and make sure all of the logistics are in order before filming is going to save you a bunch of time and headache. So the second stage of video production includes the production phase, where you go out and actually film the content. The production phase is arguably the most fun because you have all the lights, you have all the cameras, you have the audio. You get to actually see your project come to life in front of you, and it's really fun. And then the third phase of video production is what we call post-production, or also known as editing. So we take all the footage that we gathered. What we do is we cut all that together into succinct video that's easy to watch, that's engaging. This involves sweetening the audio so it sounds good to the listeners, color grading your clips so they go from this really boring log footage to this really beautiful and vibrant, colorful video. Assembling the story is the key part of post-production. We're gonna cut out all the bad parts, and we're gonna take in the best clips that we have and craft the story centered around the key message. How long does it take to create a video? It really depends. If you're making a full-length, product demo, it could take weeks, even months. Depends how complex your video is. Now, if you're filming more short-form content for social media, you can whip out 10 to 20 reels in a matter of hours. It really just depends on the complexity of your video. More complexity, more actors, more locations, it's gonna take a lot longer compared to something simpler like social media reels or short interviews with clients. What equipment do you need to start producing videos? Now, if you're a professional video producer like I am, you're gonna have a ton of equipment, but this isn't all necessary to just get started if you're looking to do a small production in-house or just get kicked off in video production world. So the main things you need to start producing high quality videos include a camera, microphone, a light, and then something to edit on. So a laptop, a computer, just something that can run editing software. A lot of people get hung up on the camera they're using, and honestly, anything modern is gonna look great. I would rather you spend more money on lighting and audio than you do on the main camera, because you can make about any camera look good with good lighting and good sound, but without lighting and sound, any camera is gonna look bad. How do you ensure good audio quality? Good audio is essential to video, and a lot of professionals, including myself, believe that audio is actually 70% of your final video. The only 30% of what people see are the actual high quality video. 70% of the high quality actually comes from having good audio. So a good way to do this is shoot with a proper microphone, whether that's like a dynamic microphone like the Shure SM7B, or you can use a shotgun mic like the Sennheiser 416, or even lav mics. Just having a good mic close to your subject. Preferably you want to have the mic as close to your subject as possible. That's going to give you the best amount of sound. So you're having a lav mic, tape it on their chest. If you're having a shotgun mic, just put it right out of frame, just about right here. Or if you're doing more of a podcast style, you can have the mic in frame like this. And that's really trendy right now too, so it won't look out of place. So question 5, what is the role of scripting in video production? Script writing is an amazing way to streamline your production. I've been on sets where we've used teleprompters, and having the subject be able to read the script saves a bunch of time. The worst thing you can have is having a subject who's fumbling over their lines or trying to memorize a script when it's way easier just to have it rolling on a teleprompter. So I would really emphasize scripting for more technical videos. So if you're doing a product demo where you have very specific tech specs you need to share, a script is great for that. The areas where I wouldn't use a script would be customer testimonials or more authentic. If you're having a customer sit down to talk about your product and you want it to come across as more authentic, a lot of times it's better to do a documentary style where you're prompting the interviewee with questions, and you can share those ahead of time so they can prepare. Just sharing those questions in advance will help the video seem more authentic and less, kind of like, oh, I can tell this is scripted. So you gotta really use judgment based on the video and kind of the authenticity level you want to do. There can be very authentic videos with a teleprompter, but you need to have someone on camera who's a little more versed with using a teleprompter so it doesn't look like they're just reading back and forth. So you kind of have to use your judgment based on the type of the video you're shooting as well as the subject. How do you choose the right video format? So previously, before all the shorts and TikTok videos came out, there was only one answer to this, and that was you shoot horizontal. Because who's gonna want to watch a video vertically? That just wasn't a thing before mobile phones came out. But now with the rise of YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok, you want to prioritize both. There's kind of a main rule that I go along with. You want your long form content, whether that's informational, story driven, longer videos, anything really longer than about 1.5 minutes, you want those to be shot horizontally and distribute those as a horizontal video. Anything shorter than that, vertical reels are the best way to get the most reach and the most audience with the least amount of effort. This doesn't mean you have to only shoot vertically. What I like to do is I like to shoot a long form video. For example, this video, we're gonna shoot this as a long form video as you're watching right now. And then we're gonna take vertical reels and share those across different platforms to help boost engagement. And a great thing about Reels is you can link to the long form video. So you can share the short form Reels, get a lot of engagement, have people be directed to your long form video, and they'll already be primed and ready to watch the full thing. So it's a great way to do it. What are some common mistakes to avoid during filming? Video production is a pretty technical process, and there's a lot of mistakes that can kind of make your video fall flat. Beyond all the technical specs, I think the biggest thing that you need to have in a video is a clear message. You should go into recording with a focused, clear idea of what you want to share and what you want to tell. So tell a story, have some kind of arc that you're trying to reach and some kind of clear point that you're trying to make with your video. So question 8 is, how can you make videos more engaging? So there's a lot of ways that people have used different techniques to make videos more engaging, whether that's, interruptions with memes or videos or cutting very fast, having the very quick paced edits. Another way is just making sure that you're talking in a way that's engaging and not, sitting there monotone and just, I'm sharing my thoughts on video production. And today we're going to talk about the essentials to filming a video. That's really boring. You don't want to do that. Definitely utilize your public speaking skills. That'll be your biggest starting point. Beyond that, having edits that are interesting and dynamic, that'll really help you boost your engagement, as well as, adding graphics or different examples of B-roll showing something you're talking about. Those are some great ways you can start making videos more engaging. What are the basics of video editing? Video editing is a completely separate topic that is so complex that it needs its own separate video. Here are the basics. First, you're gonna take all the footage from your camera and put it on your computer, and then import it into your editor. So that can be Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut. There's a lot of options out there. And once you have the footage in your editor, you're gonna put it all on the timeline and then cut out the bad parts and keep the good parts. And basically you're just gonna make everything sound good. You're gonna adjust the color. Then you add music, sound effects, and any graphics you wanna add in there. There's a lot more complexity that goes into that, so we can talk about that later. How do you measure the success of your video? A lot of people get hung up on view count. And while views are a great way to show how many people have seen the video, I think it's more important to see the more impactful engagements like comments and likes, because when people comment, it shows they really are engaged with their video and they got something out of it. And prioritizing, how many leads did you get from your video? How many people clicked on your video and commented? How many people, maybe followed your page because of that video? So while views are important, I think even more so, having a consistent content schedule shows the success of your marketing efforts much more than just a single view count on a video. And this brings us to our final question, which actually links back to that fourth step I talked about earlier that I was going to share. And I think arguably the fourth step people forget about in video production is distribution. So how do I get the most rewards for all the effort I put into my video production? And if you want to learn more about distribution, check out this video right here where I break down the essentials to having a great distribution process to get the most reward for your video production efforts.